Well, it is sunny now, fighting the sun. Before we were fighting the rain, so to speak. It was pretty rainy the entire way home, all the way through Buffalo. It wasn't until we got almost to the border that it stopped raining, and made for a little bit of a miserable drive home, to be honest. I wanted to finish off our videos for the weekend. I gave you the opening video, but I did want to talk about all the other horses. What else is going on? So, I'm going to start with the aged horses. 2-year-olds are, I like to do them last, with fresh head, get to talk about where they're going, what they're doing. So, I'll start with the 4-year-olds. Atlas Hanover is in to go, when's he in to go? Is he in tonight? Am I? Oh, yeah, I'm driving him tonight. I'm driving him tonight. Atlas Hanover's in later on. Yes, so Atlas Hanover, I'll be driving. Greatest Ending will likely race this week. I said that last week, but he's just working on getting his blood back up. I think he had a little bit of infection running through him, but he felt that he was better last week and is looking a lot better as they head into, what are you doing? As they head into next week. HL Blue, a huge update. You know, this guy really struggled to see it. I struggled to find any optimism, a lot of it anyway, with this guy. The first couple of weeks I went with him, and I just hoped he'd get better and better. Took the hobbles off him, really trained him the other day, and it wasn't until we trained him and What a Mission trained the other day, I thought he trained well. That was on Thursday, and that was a strong 1.5 miles. And I wanted to come back today. I hemmed and hawed about it, and I said, you know what, if nothing else, I'm going to see exactly how comfortable he is right now trotting. Because if you come back 2 days after training a pretty stiff mile, the horse will be a little choppy, a little out of gear, maybe not having as much pop in his gait as certainly as he did 2 days before. Quite the opposite today. I trained him 1.18 last half in 6, and he was very strong in the jog card. Last half in 4 the other day at 1.5 miles was lots. So we're going to go ahead, I think, and qualify Greatest Ending. The only problem I have with him is that he broke up a little bit of the equilocks he had on the outside of his right hind foot. That has to be fixed. So qualifiers, I mean, both places. Northfield's closed this week. Qualifiers at Scioto are Tuesday. Qualifiers at the Meadows are Tuesday. So I'm left wondering which way to go. We don't really know which way to go when it comes to those two particular horses. Or that particular horse in those two particular places. So I'm leaning towards the Meadows on Tuesday. I could potentially be there, but as I say it out loud, we are racing at Scioto on Tuesday. Now it would be unfair to ask Jason to get down early. That if we had a horse on Lasix, fine, but we don't. We have 2 fillies that are in. They both drew the 8-hole. They're both in middle of the card, so we likely won't be able to take him to Scioto. So we'll see. Maybe we just school him this week. Maybe we send him over to Timber. Maybe I send him down to Stacy. I don't know yet. I was planning on going to the Meadows to qualify him Tuesday morning. He was very, very good in his 2 training trips this week. Back-to-back, Thursday, Saturday. Both days very, very good. How the hell? I just can't believe that How the Hell drew the rail. You know, of all the places to draw, I was so torn. I didn't want to race him this weekend. And I said, you know, it's not very fair to our clients. Just because I can't be there Sunday, there's no reason. I qualified him. I know where all his gear goes. We have a button down. We know where everything goes on this horse. You know, just don't draw the inside. Of course, you know what he did. He drew the rail. So it's a very, very difficult place to get How the Hell away from, and it's a big ask to ask somebody to come in and say, hey, could you race this horse that will have an extreme difficulty racing from the rail? Could you just go ahead and race him for us from the rail? I'd really appreciate it. So we're asking Ryan Stahl to do a very difficult, to solve a very difficult problem when it comes to HL Blue. There is that voice in my head just saying, just scratch him, take him to the Meadows next week and race him yourself. But you know what? I did like the way he qualified. He get over the track well. And if Ryan Stahl can get him away from the rail, he should be just fine. Just fine. But it's going to be tough. I Forbid You, just she was never going to beat that filly. I'm not upset because she didn't beat her. I'm upset because, again, she gave up trying to beat her halfway down the lane. It seems like the day she won, she looked like $1 million because she busted by that filly and a couple other ones that were really on fumes, and she looked great. And then we come back her next start, and she just felt so-so 2 weeks in a row. So I think she's one of those horses that a bit of a coward. She'll jump on you if you're a little down in the dumps. You know, she's not going to give you any hand up, but at the same time, she doesn't have a huge amount of fight to her. But you know, what are you going to do? She's a 4-year-old mare that's pretty well bred. That still has lots of upside in those classes. So you're gonna, as I say all the time, play the hand you're dealt with her. J.K. Mickey Mantle the other day come back a little bit sick, but not that bad. But what we did find is he had 3 corns, 2 in his left front foot and 1 in his right front foot. Now corn is hard to explain it. It's like a deep bruise in the corner of his feet. So I went ahead and changed his shoes. Jason said, I spoke to Jason and Enos this morning about it. We went ahead and put a set of bar shoes on, the same bar shoes that we have right now on Think of Galaxies. We'll talk about her in a minute. But J.K. Mickey Mantle, we'll see how he is this week. He's probably going to have to make an appearance at the Meadows. J.K. Victory was decent again last night, 5th and 150. Looked like it was a kind of a deeper, tougher class. Got shuffled back to 5th. He looks to me like he likes to be up close to the action. First, second, or third, turning for home, and you got a shot anywhere further back, and not so sure. He raced decent to be 5th. I didn't mind how he looked. Looks like money. We were planning on racing him Monday, and then he ended up with a little bruise in his right hind leg. We thought we were really worried it was a little bit more, but under ultrasound, it appeared we weren't. It was just a bruise. Looks like he hit himself at the Meadowlands on his last start up high, put a mark on himself, and then a little bruise underneath. We just shocked it. Gave him the week off. We'll school him Friday in preparation of a week from Friday racing in the Maple Leaf Trot Eliminations. Renegade Gypsy races tonight at Indiana. Really happy with the way he qualified the other day, and excited to see how he races in Indiana. New scenery, new barn. You know, as I said, just shake him up a little bit and see how he reacts. Definitely the shake-up just alone in the qualifier was impressive. Let's see how he does tonight in Indiana. I'm really excited to see how he races. Resolute Bay, is he back yet? He's got to come back in Monday if he's not back in yet. He'll come back in probably in the next few days. We'll get him back going. A short break for him. Yo Mister was a winner of 152 and 4 and looked very good in his race the other day. Good as him is back jogging full time now. We probably won't train him until what's this month? Is it on August? September 1st, I suspect we'll start training him, but maybe not until. Locatelli is back in now. Little freshening up for him. We'll get him back in full work mode here right away. No free lunch. I'm going to race him tonight in race 4. I'm coming in a little hot myself. It says I'm going to get there at 7:28 with an 8:15 post time. Think of Galaxies. Now, last night, I think the first nail in the coffin, so to speak, was that recall. It really hindered her, especially it's raining. The track is hard as a rock. She's wound up at the gate, and they call a recall. I think that was the first issue. The second one is when Ryan had to let that horse go at the quarter pole. Luckily, he had a pretty good hold of her, and she is more apt to not than shut her air off. I was told that by both Yannick and Mark, and I suspect she did. We scoped her. I suspected she did. We scoped her this morning, and sure enough, yes, she did. A little redness on her palate. She flips very easy. We will work on her, but quite frankly, some sort of odd, weird, mild virus that ran through the barn last week. We had a lot of horses that just raced flatter than they should, right? Just flatter. A lot flatter than they should have. So we'll see if those horses will bounce back this week. A horse like B. Lisa will get the week off. Think of Galaxies will likely get the week off. We want to continue to work on those horses. As I said, B. Lisa, another horse, we're just on her now. She raced absolutely horrible the other night, and I didn't talk to Jason about her blood, but he told me the other bloods come back kind of ho-hum, kind of like little mild grade, infection or something going on, but there was quite a bit more. B. Lisa stopped badly halfway around the last turn, and for no particular reason, just ran out of air, ran out of gas, and her, I'm going to say, we probably need a week off for her. Stay Close was great the other day. He drew Wednesday in a later race. I'll go over and drive him on Wednesday. Kings County, big update. He didn't race that good, trotted 53. He's coming home to race in the Earl Rowe Trot next Saturday night I think it's next Saturday at Georgia Downs. I don't think it's Sunday. I'm not positive, but I think it's Saturday. White Tiger is in to go Monday. He's in to go Monday at Mohawk. Delicious Stone DK, a little flat the other day. Same thing. Mark Beckwith said, him and Melissa were going ahead and had some virus go through the barn. The horses were a little flat. His blood's not perfect, but it came back a tiny bit better this week. He's in to go Monday or Tuesday, so we'll see how he races. Still not on the top of his game as far as blood work is concerned, but definitely trending in the right direction. Patrick the Piranha, I thought he trained okay today, but still a little flat. I don't want to get into a habit of training this guy hard. He just likes to be left alone for the most part. So, again, another horse that we're trying to get a handle on. There's quite a few of them, 3, 4, 5 in the barn that we're just trying to get squared away and pointed in the right direction. This guy's at the top of the list. Per Lucky, racing great in Minnesota, continues to race great. I believe he's in tomorrow. Took a dive off Dippers, back in jogging now, I'm sure, at Mr. Jim Eaton's farm. And Sintra is going to keep hanging around Georgia Downs until we can maybe find a softer spot for him in the fall. Where that might be, when that might be, who knows. But for right now, I believe he's in the right spot racing at Georgia Downs. Be back now with the 2-year-olds in just a minute.